If I was just starting makeup, this is what I would do to make my life easier. My name is Jasmine and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I brought you this beginner's makeup guide where I'm gonna teach you everything from start to end, A to Z, everything. If you're excited to become a makeup pro, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Before we dive into makeup, I want to put it out there that skincare is the key to flawless base. I already have my skincare on. I have moisturized my face. You can use any kind of moisturizer. You can have a cheap drugstore one or you can have a really expensive one. It doesn't matter as long as your skin is hydrated and prepped. Now, another step for prepping the skin is using a primer. Now you're gonna have to see what type of primer that you need depending on your skin type. If you don't know what your skin type is, then make sure to watch the video that I'm gonna link right here to find out your skin type before you start doing any skincare, any makeup. That's the most important thing that you have to know. Now I'm going to use this primer from Renee. It's their Bollywood filter. It's a really nice silicone primer that blurs the pores, and I'm gonna show you in action what it does. Okay, I hope this is visible to you guys, but if you see, the area right here is blurred and not this one. But I'm gonna blend it out and you're gonna see. Look at this side and look at this side. That's how easy it is to know what type of products you need when you know your skin type. Oh, by the way, I have combination skin. Now that I have prepped the canvas and we're ready for the makeup, it's up to you what your style is. My style is doing the eyebrows first and face after that. For beginners makeup, you don't need fancy eye pomades or anything like that. You can just use something as simple as a brow pencil. I'm gonna show you an option that I've been using that I think is very easy to use and it's beginner friendly. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pen. I have the shade Deep Brown. This is how the pen looks like. Can you see it has really small like bristles type of thing? Now I'm gonna show you how I fill in my brows with this. I take the pen and I just start filling the sparse areas on my brows. Because it's a beginner friendly tutorial, we're just trying to get the basics right here. You don't want your eyebrows to be boxy, but you also don't want the sparse areas to be seen. So you're just gonna go with something that's very light and very easy to use. So you can use something like a pen or you can use something like a pencil. Doing just this is gonna make a lot of difference in your brows. As you can see, I haven't done much. There was no pomade involved. It's not a brow gel, but look at the difference. Can you tell the difference in both the brows? This one looks like I've done something. I've put some kind of effort in my brow. We're gonna do the same thing on the other brow. Just like that, our brows are done. They don't look perfect. They don't look like we spent 20 minutes on them because we didn't. And it's a beginner friendly tutorial, so you just want to know how to get your brows to look a little more done than they actually are. And this to me is perfect, and if I was a beginner, this is something I would be really happy with. Now when it comes to foundation, I would suggest if you're a beginner, don't get straight into foundations. You can use a BB cream, a CC cream, anything that's lighter than a foundation. You can go ahead and use the foundation as well. I started with a BB cream. I had this BB cream from MAC. This is their Prep and Prime, and my shade is medium, and this has SPF 35, which is perfect. I would take about this much BB cream. Now blending is the key. You can use your hands as well. I'm going to dot it all over my face. This is like the best method that I feel like when it comes to putting the product on your face, because you can see how much you need and you're not going to put any extra product. Now you can go ahead and use a fancy beauty blender if you like, but I'm going to use a brush. Actually, this is a broken brush. I've used it so much, the whole thing completely broke, but I love this brush. I actually want to use the brush because I want this to give me maximum coverage, but at the same time, I don't want it to look too harsh. So I'm going to blend it with the brush just a little by little. This is a BB cream and still it gives so much coverage. A lot of people don't do this, but no matter what you're using on your face, BB cream, foundation, CC cream, you have to make sure you bring it on your neck as well. Blending is the key to a flawless base, and as you can see, we are fully blended right now. Now we're gonna go to a next step, which is concealer. Now you wanna make sure that you're using a lightweight concealer so your under eyes don't look cakey. You can use an eye cream before makeup, which I did, to make sure that your under eyes are hydrated. I'm going to use this LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I have the shade Creamy Beige. Now when I am doing concealer right now, I want this discoloration to be hidden. Like, that is all I'm looking for with this concealer. I'm not doing highlighting, I'm not doing anything extra. I just want a little bit of coverage where I need it. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand, just like this. Now note that this is a thicker formula. Depending on your skin type, you may need a lighter or a thicker concealer, and I'm going to blend with a brush. This is something that I learned pretty late, but I wish I knew that when I was starting out, that blending with a brush gives you maximum coverage and you tend to use less product. I'm going to dab it in the concealer, and I'm going to start concealing under my eyes where I need it. And as you can see, this shade is not too light for me. It kind of almost matches my skin tone. I'm also going to put a little bit on my eyelids. I'm going to add a little bit on my smile lines. I'm going to put it on the sides of my nose. Now, as you can see, my face doesn't look like I have too much of white shade going on. This almost matches the BB cream shade that I put. That is what I'm looking for. I don't want my face to look like a ghost. I want it to look still like me, but just covering the pigmentation that I have. Now that my under eyes are nice and concealed, I want to make sure that I set them with a powder. I'm going to use this CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Powder, and it's in the shade Translucent. I'm using something like a puff. It's like a powder puff. You can use a brush or a sponge or a beauty blender. You always want to make sure that there are no creases before you put your powder under your eyes. Otherwise, the powder will set in your creases. I'm going to take a little bit, dab the excess on the back of my hand, and I'm going to put a little bit right where I concealed. Now I want to show you the difference. Can you see this under eye not set, this under eye set, and how smooth it looks? These are just little steps that help you get that flawless base that you're looking for. As you see, I have creases on where I put the concealer. You want to make sure you get the creases out. So I'm just going to use my foundation brush. I'm going to blend the creases before I put in any powder on that. Taking a little more powder and just setting it in place. Smile lines as well, sides of the nose. I'm going to set my forehead too, and as you can see, I don't know how visible it is, but do you see matte, not matte, matte and not matte? And now you can see fully matte on this side. I'm gonna fully matte. That's how much difference doing a little bit of powder makes. I wish I knew these things when I started doing makeup. Now I'm not going to put powder on the rest of my face because I have combination skin. My rest of the skin is pretty normal. I don't need to dry out my skin. Now, as we're doing beginner's makeup, I want to suggest to you guys to get a palette that has bronzer, blush, and highlight all in one. It actually, I think, saves you some money as well, but also it makes it very easy and compact for you guys. I have been using this Tarte Pro Glow palette from a very long time, and some of these shades are my favorite. I like to use this side with the bronzer, blush, and highlight. For my bronzer, I'm using a brush like this. Usually I would use something tapered, but because I'm not looking to structure my face or anything like that, I just want some color back into my skin. So something like this works best for me. I take a little bit on the brush, then I tap off the excess. I go ahead and I start adding the color to my face. Okay, see the difference? There's a little bit of color, a little bit of warmth to my skin. A little bit of this on the forehead, on my jawline. I'm using that same bronzer on my nose as well. Now that we're done with bronzer, I'm going to use the blush from the same palette with a brush like this that's like not too dense, a soft brush, but still fluffy brush. I'm going to use it on the apples of my cheeks, but also bringing it up to the temples, like that. And one thing that works best for me is pushing the blush in instead of blending it in. And the blush stays in place all day long. Now I have some color on my cheeks, but I want to add a little to my nose. Now I look really nice and flushed. Now one thing that you want to make sure that you do is set your face, because if you are not setting your face, anything that you just did will not stay put. So for setting my face, I am using this Swiss Beauty makeup fixer. It's with aloe vera gel, I think, and it's with vitamin E. I don't love the scent, but it is a very affordable setting spray that still does its job. Take your setting spray this far from your face. Now that you've set your face, don't go ahead with anything until it's fully dried down. You can use a damp beauty blender to press it into your skin, which will help make it last longer, but I'm just gonna use a paper to dry it. Now for the highlight, I'm using the same palette. You want to use a brush like this. It's a fan brush. It is the best brush to use highlight in my opinion, because it helps the highlight go on smoothly on your face. So I'm gonna show you guys how I use highlight with this brush. It actually helps put the highlight very nicely, and you can see you can put it on your brow bone, your temples. Now see, my skin is glowy at the time, but it should pop when you move. Same thing on this side. brow bone. I like to put a lot of highlight on my nose and make it really nice and shiny. This kind of makes it look like a button nose. A little bit on my Cupid's bow. This is what you call Cupid's bow. And the chin. Now our base is fully done. All that we're left with is mascara and the lips. I would suggest you to use lip glosses to the max of their abilities. I'm going to use this lip liner. This is from the brand called Steve Laurent and it is in the shade called Chic. I'm going to line my lips. I'm doing a very light lining. You can go ahead with a heavy lip look if you want, but I like my lips to look plump but also not too heavy. As you can see, this shade matches my actual lips very closely. Now you can get glosses from any brands that you like. My favorite would be Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I think for the price, it is such a good quality lip gloss, and most of the lip glosses, they come off of your lips, like they don't stay for longer periods of time. This one stays. And look at the doe foot. How big and nice of this doe foot, right? This applicator. I'm going to use it, not too much, a little bit on my lips. Now, as you can see, the lips look so full, so plump, and they have some color. All we used is a lip liner and a lip gloss. There's no lipstick involved and the lips still look so pretty. For the mascara, I think any mascara would do its job if we're just doing beginner's makeup or just trying to make our lashes look like we have something. If you naturally have big lashes, congratulations. I don't. I have very straight and short lashes, so as you can see, there's not much going on, but I still want my lashes to look a little bit better, a little bit longer. So I'm going to use this mascara from Rare Beauty. This is a sample size because that's one of the things I've learned is if you're trying something, check if they have sample sizes because that really helps you in saving your money if you don't end up liking the product and also like practicing a lot. This is how the wand looks like. And I'm going to use a little bit on my lashes. I'm not doing anything dramatic. I'm not even gonna curl my lashes because I just want there to be something. I'm not looking for a lift. I'm not looking for some crazy coats of mascara, just a little something. And a mascara like this is perfect because you don't need to put too much effort. Here we go, just one coat of that mascara gave me this much volume and there's length and my lashes look a little bit better than what they did before. But this is my guide to beginner's makeup. If you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you are notified every time I post. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.